Hey everybody, it's Rojo. Welcome back to Better Way by Rojo and welcome to the money section of the site. I've got to be honest, I hesitated to even include money in this whole Better Way by Rojo thing where, because my main focus was originally on healthcare and then it kind of extended into education and then, the money thing just kind of came in from left field and so like I say, I hesitated to include it because I feel like people are so messed up when it comes to money that the second anyone even talks about money, it's like, oh, this guy just wants to make money. He's going to try to sell me something. I'm going to tune that out. So I don't want that to happen because the healthcare stuff and the education stuff is so important. But the money stuff is also really important because, like I said, I think people are really messed up when it comes to money. Like they don't even understand what money is and how it's supposed to work and how all it really is a tool to make it easier to exchange goods and services. There's nothing evil about it. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, but that's why it's so important to get your mind set straight on this stuff because I basically, my whole thing is I go become a dentist and then I'm a debt slave now and people are constantly telling me that they can't afford to pay me and it's like, well, how is this supposed to work then? And so I became extremely angry and negative and bitter and resentful and pessimistic. And meanwhile, I had a friend that sent me a video or told me to watch a video on YouTube called The Creature from Jekyll Island about the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank and fractional reserve lending and how our monetary system is the greatest scam in the history of mankind. We're not going to talk about that though. You can go look that up yourself. But the point is, like I said, I had this really issue with money where I'm just like, what is this nonsense? And so I was really fortunate a few years ago. I learned about something called Lycanet, which we're going to talk about. But through Lycanet, I learned about a guy by the name of Jim Rohn. And so I started watching these Jim Rohn videos on YouTube from before I was born in, specifically 1981. And I'm watching these things in 2013 and I'm just like, how the hell did I go to school for 20 years and I never learned the most simple, basic, fundamental things that you need to understand in order to be successful in life financially, but also happy and healthy. And so I watch these Jim Rohn videos and this is my first introduction to the concept of personal development and I just become obsessed with this subject and I watch a whole bunch of Jim Rohn videos and read a whole bunch of books and go to a few seminars with Brendan Burchard. And after about a year and a half, you start to notice some patterns. And I said to my wife, I'm like, you could sum this whole thing up in one sentence, which is that it doesn't matter what you're doing, it matters why you're doing it. Like, what is your motivation? That's why it's called motivational speakers. And I think that the answer to that question is very simple. Your motivation needs to be that you're trying to benefit other people. So, Jim Rohn says, service to many leads to greatness. Zig Ziglar says you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. Tony Robbins says the secret to living is giving. There's some really great Will Smith videos on YouTube where he talks about how his grandma always told him you need to be making other people's lives better. And so that to me is a takeaway, right? Like if you're trying to make money, then I don't think you're going to make as much money as you could. And even no matter how much money you make, you're not going to be happy, which to me is more important. So that to me is the main focus of this section on money is just understanding these principles and concepts that are necessary in order to be able to benefit other people so that you can make some money and create a better life for yourself and your family and a better world for all of us. Because that to me, that's my whole motivation is, I want to be able to help other people. I have a unique skill set as a dentist where I'm able to, relieve pain and suffering for people by pulling out their teeth. And I've done that a few times in some volunteer clinics, and I'd like to be able to do that more, but I have a family to feed. So if I can get into a position where I don't have to work for money anymore, then I can help these people. So that's the whole point of this whole section on money is just teaching people how money works, the better ways of being able to create a residual income for yourself so that you don't have to trade your time for money anymore. And that's where Lycanet comes in. So Lycanet, we'll talk more about it, but it's a very simple concept. It's a loyalty program for small businesses where you're able to help other people save money on the money they're already spending and help small businesses compete with giant international corporations and attract new customers and retain their existing customers and benefit when their customers are shopping with other businesses, which is unheard of, and get paid for doing that. So basically you get to provide a massive benefit to other people and receive a small benefit for yourself. So yeah, so that's what this whole thing's going to be about is, there's going to be a lot of just general concepts about making money. And then, specifically we're going to talk about Lycanet and how that works. Because I think the other thing too is there's, Tony Robbins talks about how success is 80% psychology and 20% strategy. Brendan Burchard calls it 50% philosophy and 50% practices. Those are just made up numbers, but the point is you need both, right? And I agree with Tony Robbins where I think the psychology part is more important. So I think the most important thing is to change your mindset and to change the way you think about these things. So that's what I'm hoping to help you guys do. So thanks again for checking this out. If you've got any questions or comments, send me an email to betterwaybyrojo@gmail.com or check me out on Facebook, because I believe that there's a better way and that we can create it together. So thanks again. Bye for now.